Leonardo da Vinci once wrote, "Learning never exhausts the mind." This single sentence reveals the foundation of his entire philosophy of life. To Leonardo, the mind was not meant to be filled and then closed. It was meant to be exercised endlessly. He believed that curiosity was not a distraction from life, but the very essence of living fully. While most people seek comfort in certainty, Leonardo found vitality in continuous learning. He refused to see knowledge as something finite. Instead, he treated learning as a lifelong motion, a discipline that keeps the mind awake, alert, and alive. This belief explains why Leonardo never confined himself to one identity. Painter, inventor, anatomist, engineer, philosopher. He did not see these as separate roles. He saw them as expressions of the same restless curiosity. Leonardo also said, "Wisdom is the daughter of experience." With this statement, he challenged the intellectual culture of his time. In an era that worshipped authority, tradition, and inherited knowledge, Leonardo insisted that true wisdom does not come from books alone. It comes from direct observation of the world. He believed that knowledge gained without experience is fragile. This is why he dissected human bodies to understand anatomy instead of relying on ancient texts. This is why he studied water by watching rivers instead of copying theories. To Leonardo, truth had to be seen, tested, and lived. He trusted the eye more than the rumor, experience more than reputation. One of his most revealing quotes is, "Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do." This sentence captures Leonardo's intolerance for passive intelligence. He despised the idea of knowledge that remains unused. For him, understanding demanded action. Curiosity demanded effort. Insight demanded application. This explains his notebooks filled not only with ideas, but with sketches, calculations, mechanical designs, and experiments. Leonardo believed that intelligence without action was wasted potential. To know something but never attempt it was, in his mind, a form of self-betrayal. Leonardo famously observed, "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." This line is often misunderstood. Leonardo did not mean that simplicity is easy. He meant the opposite. True simplicity is achieved only after complexity is fully understood. His paintings look effortless, yet they are the result of obsessive study of light, anatomy, emotion, and movement. His inventions appear elegant because they emerged from deep comprehension. Leonardo believed that complexity belongs to ignorance, while simplicity belongs to mastery. When you truly understand something, you no longer need excess. This principle applies not only to art, but to thought, speech, and life itself. Another powerful statement from Leonardo is, "Where the spirit does not work with the hand, there is no art." This quote reveals his belief that thinking and doing must remain united. He rejected abstract thinking disconnected from reality. Leonardo believed that ideas become meaningful only when they take form through action. The hand was not inferior to the mind. It was an extension of it. This is why he sketched relentlessly, why he built prototypes, why he tested ideas physically. For Leonardo, creation was a dialogue between mind and matter. Leonardo also wrote, "He who loves practice without theory is like the sailor who boards ship without a rudder and compass." This quote shows his rejection of extremes. He did not glorify blind action, nor did he admire detached theory. He believed balance was essential. Theory guides action. Practice refines theory. Without theory, effort becomes chaos. Without practice, theory becomes illusion. Leonardo's genius emerged from this balance. He studied deeply, then tested relentlessly. He thought carefully, then acted boldly. Perhaps one of his most stoic insights appears in the quote, "Obstacles cannot crush me." every obstacle yields to stern resolve. This was not motivational optimism. This was lived philosophy. Leonardo faced constant obstacles. He lacked formal education. He was illegitimate by birth. He worked in politically unstable environments. Many of his projects were interrupted or abandoned. Yet he never allowed external limitations to define his internal resolve. To Leonardo, obstacles were not signs to stop. They were signals to adapt. His persistence was quiet, disciplined, and unwavering. Leonardo once warned, "It is easier to resist at the beginning than at the end." This sentence reflects his deep understanding of human behavior. He understood that habits form slowly, but consequences arrive suddenly. This insight applies to discipline, morality, and personal growth. Leonardo believed that small compromises, left unchecked, grow into irreversible failures. His philosophy emphasizes awareness at the earliest stage. Control begins before collapse. Mastery begins before chaos. Another revealing quote is, "Time stays long enough for anyone who will use it." Leonardo did not believe time was the enemy. He believed distraction was. He understood that most people do not lack time. They lack intention. His own life reflected this belief. Despite working slowly and revising endlessly, Leonardo produced an extraordinary volume of work. He used time deliberately. He treated each day as an opportunity to observe, refine, and understand. To Leonardo, wasted time was not about idleness, but about uncurious living. Leonardo also wrote, "Poor is the pupil who does not surpass his master." This quote reveals his humility and his belief in progress. He did not want followers. He wanted thinkers. He did not want imitation. He wanted evolution. Leonardo believed that knowledge should be expanded, not preserved as sacred. To surpass a teacher was not disrespect. It was fulfillment of the teacher's purpose. This mindset kept his thinking dynamic and open. He did not cling to authority. He questioned everything, including himself. One of his most introspective statements is, "I have been impressed with the urgency of doing. Knowing is not enough. Being willing is not enough. We must do." This repetition emphasizes how deeply he believed in execution. Leonardo understood that insight without action fades. Potential unused becomes regret. He feared a life of unfulfilled curiosity more than failure. This urgency explains why he constantly explored new fields, even when success was uncertain. Leonardo also reflected on life itself, saying, "As a well-spent day brings happy sleep, so a life well spent brings happy death." This quote reveals his acceptance of mortality. He did not fear death. He feared wasted life. To him, fulfillment came from engagement, curiosity, and effort. A meaningful life was one lived fully, attentively, and courageously. This stoic acceptance allowed him to pursue truth without anxiety over recognition or reward. Perhaps the most defining idea behind all his words is captured in the simple thought that the mind must remain free. Leonardo refused limits imposed by tradition, fear, or specialization. He did not ask permission to explore. He did not wait for validation. He followed curiosity wherever it led. This refusal to accept imposed boundaries is what made him timeless. He showed that genius is not about brilliance alone. It is about courage to think independently. Leonardo da Vinci did not leave behind a single doctrine. He left behind a way of being, a way of seeing, a way of thinking that values curiosity over certainty, experience over assumption, discipline over comfort, and understanding over recognition. His quotes are not decorative wisdom. They are instructions for living deeply, attentively, and courageously. The mind that refused limits was not rebellious for the sake of rebellion. It was disciplined, observant, patient, and endlessly curious. Leonardo teaches us that genius is not inherited. It is cultivated through how we think, how we observe, and how we act. His legacy reminds us that the greatest boundaries are internal, and the greatest freedom begins when we question them. This is the philosophy of Leonardo da Vinci, a philosophy built not on noise, but on attention, not on speed, but on depth, not on certainty, but on curiosity. A legacy that continues to challenge every mind willing to refuse limits.